Welcome to the Blooming League of Original Podcasts.
Welcome, everyone, to yet another episode of the Thrash and Treasure podcast, the podcast that pits two musical genres against each other. It's heavy metal versus musical theatre. It's me, Gareth, versus Aaron. How are you, Aaron?
Yeah, pretty good, thanks. Yourself, mate?
I'm good. I've had a really good week.
How was your Christmas?
It was Christmas. It was quiet. I opened my presents and that was that. So
Hope Santa was good to you.
Santa bought me a jigsaw puzzle, so I was pretty.
Did he?
I was pretty happy about that. Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
so he got you something so you'd sit in the corner and shut up.
I literally sit in the corner of the table, and I've been doing. I've realised I'm not very good at jigsaw puzzles. That's all right. I'm having fun doing it. It's a classic album cover, Alice Cooper. Welcome to my nightmare. So, yeah, that was fun. And
Awesome.
I drank too much and didn't quite eat too much. So that's a win as well.
Hey, that was what I did too.
Mm.
The only difference is that I don't normally drink.
Mm.
I hadn't actually had a drink since my last night on the ship last year.
God, that's a long time.
On my birthday cruise, which was, I think, April 10th was the last night, and then we got off. No, would have been April 11th, and then we got off on the 12th. We didn't get off on the 12th. We got off every other night, but we disembarked on the 12th.
Ah, yep.
But so I hadn't had a drink in over a year and a half.
Whoa.
And then Boxing Day, my blessed sister-in-law said the magical word, Scotch.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And me being me and being appalled by you pouring water into your whiskey, I had straight whiskey shots, 8 of them,
Okay.
and then came home and rampaged the internet with really loud music on, which I sit here now thinking, oh shit, it was so loud, I'm surprised the police weren't called. And then, I just went to sleep, and it took me about 4 days to recover.
Okay.
I don't recommend it, kiddies, but she said the magic word. What was I supposed to do?
I did a similar thing before Christmas. I was out lunch with some people, and we ended up at a whiskey bar, and it didn't end well. I got home eventually, and I have to thank a friend for getting me home safely. But straight Scotch after too many beers, not a great way to finish the night. But anyway,
no, neither is straight Scotch after a year and a half of not drinking.
Even worse. Yeah.
It's not even that I was a problem drinker or anything like that. It's just that, like, I don't have any need to drink. I don't really want to drink. I don't like hangovers. I like partying and dancing and getting up on a dance floor, but then the next day I just feel so shit.
Yeah.
And it's okay when you're on a cruise, because then you can just keep drinking and spend that whole 2 weeks plastered.
Yeah.
But no, like, I had to sober up and start working again. And so by 10 o'clock, that was it. My party was over. But no, I don't like drinking alone. So
drinking alone's a bit sad.
It's not fun.
Really. I mean, I'll have it.
No offense to anyone out there who does enjoy drinking alone. I'm sure you're fulfilled by that, but that's not for me. Yeah, and then I just do stupid things like tweeting song lyrics and rampaging the internet. So I apologize to anyone who had to put up with my drunken tweetery and Facebookery.
Alcohol and social media, not a great mix at the best of times. So
no.
Anyway,
no,
there's
not.
still there's the delete button, but or you just suck it up and go, oh well, there it is.
Well, actually, I thought about that, and you know what? I went on Facebook and I saw that the topmost post was a song lyric from Forever Young. And I thought to myself, do I delete this or do I leave it just in case I drop dead? And that's the topmost post on my Facebook.
Was Aaron's final words? Forever young. Yep.
That is legitimately what went through my mind. I was sort of like, do I delete it? Do I not? What if because I'm going to leave that there just in case, because that would just be so incredibly poetic.
Yeah.
And then people might buy my books. That was my motivation.
That's when you're going to get rich and famous as every great starving artist, you've got to die first. So
I know.
Yeah, which is kind of sad. So, people buy the Tonniston Tales. Don't wait for Aaron to die to read the book. Read it now.
Oh, and unfortunately, it has happened to somebody who produced something incredibly remarkable that I believe you may have spent the week with Rent.
Would that be This is Rent. I didn't know
Yes.
that.
Didn't you?
No,
I
I didn't
thought that
know
would have
that.
been you found that in your research.
No, I didn't do any research.
Oh, yeah, okay, I've just buried the lead.
All right.
No, I didn't bury the lead. I just came too soon. I did a you.
You did a me. You just not going there.
No.
Not going there. Now, I did some research because I was listening to it, and I thought, well, I have to do research. And the musical was Rent, and this was a big deal, apparently, back in the day, back in whenever it was. I don't know.
96.
Was it 96? Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, this was a global phenomenon. And I'm still yet to wonder why. And I know it's won Tony Awards, and it's won a shed load of awards, to be perfectly honest, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's quite the and there was a film adaptation which I haven't watched and I won't. It won 4 Tony Awards and was nominated for about 10, and it won a Pulitzer Prize for drama, which I didn't know was an award. But there you go. I didn't know there was a Pulitzer Prize for drama. I thought it was just the Pulitzer Prize for literature, and that was it. Anyway, it won a lot of awards, and I don't know why. Also, Jethro Tull beat Metallica for Best Metal Act once too, so for the Grammys. So, what do awards mean? I struggled like shit with this musical.
Why?
I really... Okay.
You're an awful person. You hate AIDS.
Yeah, I know. When I started looking into it, I said, you know what? He's not gonna guilt me into liking this and saying nice things because of the subject matter. All right?
That was not my intention at all. Okay, maybe a little bit.
You know what? I'm sitting here going, you bastard, you did it again. Don't give me important, strong stories that need to be told, and this. Don't give me that, because it's not fair. So I'm not gonna be blackmailed into liking it because it's about AIDS, and it was a terrible scourge, and we're still struggling with it, and all that sort of thing. I wanted to like it, and in fact, the first actual song, Rent, is quite catchy. Last year's Rent, I quite like that. I didn't like the voicemail. It's not sung and it's not spoken, and there's no music. It's kind of half-assy, and I thought, why not just make it like an actual voicemail? Just play it straight like that, or sing it. Don't half-ass it. So that annoyed me about it. And then by halfway through this, I was so bored. I was just like, okay, what's going on? I don't really care. And I started watching Buffy. No, I didn't.
You are so cold.
I'm a horrible.
That's cold.
I'm a horrible person because
you would shit on one of my favorite things by using one of my other favorite things. That's cold.
Only because the full series of Buffy's now on Stan, so I can watch the whole thing from start to finish.
Well, it has been for a year and a half.
Has it?
Where have you been?
I've just discovered it because
I've already gone through it 3 times, and I have it on DVD.
Anyway, I didn't watch Buffy. I was still listening to this, but I was doing other things. It was kind of background noise for me, and it's a shame because it's set in New York, and I love New York, but everyone who goes to New York loves New York. That's such a cliche, but I do love the city. It's a bunch of basically starving artists, musicians and filmmakers, and there's drug addicts, and there's HIV going through there, which, that's an actual thing. That's what happened. So, for those of us who've been around long enough, remember when it became quite it was a bit of an epidemic through a lot of the world, and it was horrible, and no one understood it, and people were dying. Good people were dying. So,
well, yeah, presidents wouldn't even face up to it.
Yeah, and it was such a...
It's all right. I was alive.
Yeah, there was such a horrible amount of misinformation. Well, surprise. Yeah. And it was amplified because then you could demonize a whole community. So all the gays, just going to demonize them based on that. So,
Just remember that the same people who once would empty a swimming pool...
Yeah.
because a gay man swam in it... now refuse to wear a mask because the government is telling them to. Now, just stop and think about those two things, about the hyperbolic nature of both of it, that they're believing into conspiracies on both sides. But it's okay for you to drain a swimming pool because a gay man's swimming it, but you're not willing to wear a mask to help protect your community, but you call yourself a patriot. You are the Benny.
I'm the Benny. Oh, okay. So I'm the landlord. This is a funny thing. I'm a landlord. So, okay.
No, you're the friend who sold out, bought the building you're living in, and now is trying to kick them out because they won't give you money.
Yes. Okay.
That's what you're being. You're being the Benny. Now, rent isn't political. A lot of people would like to place politics on it. But when did you ever hear any mentions of politics?
No,
anything? It's about capitalism.
Yeah, it's not political.
Selling out.
Yeah, it's not political at all. Yeah,
No.
Benny totally sold out because he was their friend and roommate, and then he got married and then he became the man.
Yep, that's the fabulous Taye Diggs, who we'd all know from lots of movies, like How Stella Got Her Groove Back.
Okay, another one I haven't seen.
I think he was in that.
Okay.
I don't know. I might be pulling that out of my ass.
Yeah.
And then, like, a lot of these guys went on to be big stars after this.
Okay.
Idina Menzel. Hello. Let It Go. Frozen.
Yeah. Okay. Gonna have to say 2 movies I haven't seen. Not surprisingly.
No, but that's where she went from Rent to then the biggest animated movie ever in Frozen 2. Well, so far, anyways, it'll probably be beaten. But I'm really surprised.
Anyway, look, this, on its face of it, this should have worked for me.
It should have.
It should have. It's got rock music, and it's got a really strong story, and it's a really sad, tragic story, and there's some really sweet moments in it, and there's some songs that I really didn't like, and Light My Candle was one of them. That just grated me, and I think it was more, and I don't know who I know the character was Mimi, but I don't know who played her.
Daphne Rubin Vega.
Okay, sorry, Daphne, that voice. There's certain voices, and everyone has this with artists and musicians, that there's some voices that you just don't grab you. For me, my number one voice that does not grab me is Kate Bush.
Oh.
I just don't go there.
Oh, I'm quitting this podcast.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
My girlfriend's a huge Kate Bush fan. We have fun. So I don't know what it is, but there's something about her voice that just doesn't do it for me. And Light My Candle, as a beautiful song it is, I couldn't listen to it. It's got such a, they've turned off the heating and they've turned off the power, and there's only one match left, and light my candle. And then she wants to share the candle, which is really nice, because that's what we do when we're, bohemians living in New York with literally nothing. So
I think she might want to share a little bit more than that.
Well, I didn't want to go. Yeah. Okay. To be perfectly honest, it was a struggle. This one felt like, and it's long. I mean, come on, it's over 2 hours long, and that's just the soundtrack. So I'm telling you, 100%, I would have been asleep before the second act in this one.
Well,
100%.
Okay, most of the shows on the CD anyways.
Yeah.
There's a few things like the funeral that they cut out, like people giving speeches at the funeral, which is just heartbreaking. Okay, I'm glad you struggled, but I'm so disappointed in you.
Oh, no.
I thought, no, this is a surefire. I had this on my list of surefire successes, which was 2 out of 2 successes so far with Come From Away. Oh, hang on, no, I hadn't put The Prom on there because I didn't expect you to like it.
See,
how did you like The Prom but not like Rent?
I knew you were going to do this, and I knew you loved this because you had the...
I have the fucking T-shirt on. What are you talking about? I have posters on my wall.
Oh, I thought that was going to be the case because you had the CD of the original recording. You want to make sure that I listened to the right one and didn't get the wrong one.
I always make sure you listen to the right one. That was no different this time.
Yeah.
I just knew that the full version wasn't available on Spotify.
And it's not.
No, it's
Which is
the highlights in the movie and the live version that they did last year on TV that they censored some of the lyrics, which wasn't as bad as what people.
Seriously though, what lyrics would they censor out of this? I mean, there's a little bit of swearing in it, but so what?
Close on Roger, whose girlfriend April left a note saying we've got AIDS before slitting her wrist in the
Slitting her
bathroom.
wrist, yep. Okay, well, that comes up quite early in the piece too.
I think actually no, I think they might have left that in. They took out the swearing, obviously.
Yeah.
But there a few things at the start they changed, which I don't think they needed to, because I think that opening is so incredibly crisp as it is and fine. Like, they didn't need to add a bunch of lyrics to over-explain things. You know, and this is one CD that I do know word for word, note for note, that I don't even need it on, and I could sit here for 2 hours and sing the whole show and act every single moment of it.
And you should do a one-man show on that. I would pay to see that.
Well, if I was going to do that, it would be in a character. Anyways, like, I really... And this was based on an opera.
Yeah, I did discover that.
Yep, by Puccini.
There's a warning sign already. Me and Puccini, not great fans of his work due to all the Italian singing and falsetto.
What do you got against falsettos?
I love falsetto. One of my, some of my favorite bands just hit the falsetto like you wouldn't believe. So it was too long. There was a finale, and then there was a second finale. I'm like, come on, just be done with it. Can I please just stop now?
That's because
please stop.
Mimi is dying.
Oh, see, do you know what? I think because it just didn't hit any real notes for me. I started to kind of switch off, and I wasn't paying that much attention. And the voicemails keep coming up, and then while I was still raging in my head about how much I disliked the way they did the voicemails, I was missing the next song. So maybe I should have just watched the movie. I don't know.
Maybe no. The filmed live on Broadway version's better.
Okay.
Because they did it in the last week with the final cast.
Okay. I was absolutely just hanging out for some campy, cheesy, jazzy musical numbers rather than the schlocky, rocky kind of, sentimental, whatever it was.
Well, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But I'm shook. I am absolutely shook. How, if I look at, you didn't hate Hello Dolly, a new brain graded on you. Okay, fine.
I think I've got a Billy Finn. I've got a Billy Finn phobia. Just as a.
Well, game on.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I am absolutely shook. Okay, where's my notes? I did write down some notes because there's.
I don't write notes on my own stuff. I only write notes on you. I don't even write notes on your stuff.
I expected you to have a lot more to say about it. I guess. I guess I overthunk it.
I think you might have. I just want it to be over.
Oh.
And like I said, I understand it is it's a very powerful story and it's a very sad story and all these things, which I'm actually discovering
It's not sad. It's uplifting. I mean, it's sad when Angel dies, but that's not the point of it, is to be sad. The point of it is there is no day but today. I would smack you if you were sitting right next to me right now. I am so No, I wouldn't smack you. I don't believe in violence.
No.
But I would emotionally torture you.
Yeah. Well, I've been sufficiently tortured, having to listen to. I think I've spent 6 hours of my life listening to Rent, and I'm really a little bit sad because
you should have
I've only just discovered this, that the Anthony Rapp who played Mark Cohen is in Star Trek Discovery, and I actually really like his character in that. So there we go. He's
the guy that brought down Kevin Spacey.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't pay enough attention to the gossip, so okay. Oh, that's him. No, I know him as the dude that fires up the spore drive in Star Trek Discovery.
So I don't watch that.
No, there we go. There you go. So
I'm not a nerd.
That's my thing.
I cannot believe this. Probably, maybe, I don't know. This is theorizing. Jonathan Larson, who is mostly responsible for music and lyrics, obviously with Billy Aronson, he died the morning of the first preview.
Ah.
So he never got to see the show in its finished form.
That's
because
sad.
previews are testing. They're test audiences like you do with a film. And, they're technical rehearsals. Sometimes things won't be finished or whatnot, right? And a lot of times injuries happen during previews. So someone could go through the whole 3-week preview period or whatever, and on the final preview get an injury, and on opening night their understudy has to take over, which is what happened. I think that's what happened with Xanadu.
Okay.
With the male lead in that had to quit during the previews because of injury. I think it was that one. I'm not quite sure, but yeah. So he didn't get to see the show, and I've heard the 1994 New York Theatre Workshop demo edition. What would you call it? The original demo. Yeah, well, basically the original demo, the reading, and it's pretty terrible.
Okay.
So there's some good songs on it, like, and some I wished had have got left in the show. But I think how it came out is just so incredibly, it's exhilarating to see live. Those young kids, well, they're not young kids, they're in their 20s or whatnot, but a lot of the times they're so excited to be on stage. They're so excited to be in this show. It's compared to something like Wicked, which I saw in Melbourne, but I felt sitting there in a couple of rows from the front, it was cold.
Yep.
It felt labored.
Okay.
It's like they were phoning it in, well, not phoning it in. They still, put in their efforts, but there was no warmth.
Yeah.
Or excitement from the cast, like there is every single time I see Rent.
Okay.
Because the cast is so electrified by what they're doing, that the message is so deep in so many artists of keeping at it and stuff like that, and not living with regret, which is something we all need to do. Like, there's so many messages in this, and you look at the song "Seasons of Love," that was done and still is done by every friggin' school at their end of year concerts. I'm surprised you haven't heard it.
No.
That song where they sing down the how do you measure a year? The 525,600 minutes.
Yeah, I was already gone by then.
Really? Wow. Rent heads go after him. He hates AIDS. And he hates gay people.
Yes.
And he hates Latinos. And he hates blacks. And he hates drag queens. And he hates bisexual cisgendered males.
Yes, I'm a straight white male. I hate everybody because you're all beneath me.
Wow.
Stop being poor.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It's all right. No,
just a little bit of Paris.
Just
a bit of Paris Hilton for you. I thought I'd.
It is completely characteristic of you to hate Rent.
1 out of 5.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm giving it 1.
So I am so glad I take the time to actually write a review out.
Yeah.
Because then I know that my reactions aren't reactionary, or my reviews aren't reactionary. Like, I've actually got physical proof right here of what I might think of something.
Well, my physical proof was banging my head against the wall. But anyway.
Oh, well, it must have been an improvement in the end.
It was, but anyway.
I took that the wrong way because I was meant to be about rearranging features.
I was, yeah.
But I worded it wrong.
But I did.
I'm so disappointed.
I know. And I went and I did what I always do, which was went and listened to the album that I gave you at the end of it, and went, oh, that's so much better. I wonder what Aaron thought of Stuck Mojo's Here Come the Infidels.
Well, I'll tell you, Aaron's still stuck on your reaction to Rent for the minute. I need to sit down, even though I already am.
Maybe I should have told you.
Shit. Oh. Yeah. No.
More rock in my rock opera, please. Needs more rock.
Okay, I'll remember that. Not enough rock. And 1 star. Yeah,
it was brutal.
Okay, I just want to say a huge shout out to all my left wing and right wing friends out there. Hi, I love you. Okay, so you gave me a band called Stuck Mojo,
Yes.
which I was like, oh, I love those top 10 videos.
What?
Oh, that went way over your head.
Completely.
Did Watch Mojo, that stupid YouTube channel? I actually unfollowed all of their channels that I was following.
I don't. No.
Well, you gave me their most recent effort. Here comes the Infidels, which I had really no reaction to. But when I first saw the album cover, I genuinely thought it was a man bending forward with his low hangers dangling out of his boxer shorts. Only to click the link and find out it was a drawing of a dude's face with the eyes covered. And judging by the patriotic Americana feel of the face covering, I guessed it was a picture of a right-winged gentleman. Which is an easy conclusion to arrive at when you've seen so many right-winged American men bending forward with their balls out. They really do take it like a man, don't they? All right, where was I? Oh yeah, balls. Anyways, upon hearing the first track, the eponymous Here Come the Infidels, I wasn't quite sure if this was parody or legitimate. However, it did become rather clear to me very quickly that the cardigan over-the-shoulder polo playing using Daddy's credit card set should stop picking up instruments. Not that trust fund babies can't be talented, nor are they incapable of starting a band, Freudian slip, especially one worthy of such an electrifying genre as rap metal. But upon this first track, which sounded more like mockery of the genre, I wasn't quite sure this band, Freudian slip, had either the flow, rhythm, or the genuine angst from oppression that one comes to expect from professionals in that field. Rap is a very difficult genre to pull off. Just ask Iggy Azalea? Whatever her name is. I'm kidding, I don't actually know who she is apart from a person.
No one cares.
Anyways, the second track started, the stupidly named Rape Whistle, and immediately, the lyrics got me thinking. Firstly, hearing the stupid words thought police made me think about how many actual real-life psychics are out there that can actually genuinely read minds well enough to police your thoughts. It's just a dumb idea that stems from social media. See, what happens there is someone on the left wing will say something like, trans women are women. And then the right wing will catch on to that and start tweeting deliberately provocative, deliberately bigoted, deliberately defiant tweets for no other reason than to piss off the left wing. Which, of course, then the left wing gets pissed off and starts spreading the word to report that person, have them fired from their job, or whatever. To which the right wing start crying, thought police. But guess what, numbskulls? It isn't a thought when you have gone out of your way to provoke somebody. Which leads me to my main point. These push and pull attitudes have been getting louder and louder for the past decade. That does not surprise me that it's seeped into music and art. Doesn't surprise me, but does make me sad. But like a good boy, I stuck to my guns, as this Atlanta, Georgia outfit clearly does. But whilst the loud, obnoxious, poorly conceived music blasted through the surround sound, my mind wandered in and out of thoughts. Firstly, I wondered why someone as staunchly left-wing as Gareth would be so into a band, Freudian slip, whose music reads like it's designed to piss him off. Secondly, I got thinking about how I'm too stupid to comprehend either side's doctrines, so continued to live my own life, box-stepping to my own beat. Not left, not right, but the middle finger to both. Knowing in my heart what's right and wrong, and treating everybody with dignity and respect, unless they prove to me they're a dick, or a ranger, or both. Hi, Gareth.
Yeah.
But whilst I'm too self-centered and stubborn to bother picking a side, this means I do not buy into this either with us or against us childish schoolyard bullshit. I do like to think that I understand human behavior. Okay, that's a lie. You're all fucking harder to understand than Sondheim sheet music, seriously. But I do notice patterns, nuances, and most importantly, motivations. And one thing I've noticed many, many, many times over the past decade is a rise in deliberate pushback from both sides. Which leads me to activist-driven art. The more this behavior goes on, the more both sides are becoming more concerned about producing art designed only to appeal to their political wing, as if entertainment should only appeal to like-minded folk. And that's good and all for niche markets, or perhaps even genre-related materials such as religious music or torture porn horror movies. But this niche is now the norm, which is why there will be such pushback from the opposition when something is perceived as pushing any agenda. Examples include Ghostbusters 2016 was perceived as being a left-wing, feminist-driven virtue signal, and so was met with backlash from a rather large, pathetic group of hypocrites who claimed they didn't need a new Ghostbusters, and yet celebrate the upcoming Ghostbusters 3, which they don't see as pushing a feminist agenda on them. Another example is the recent Mandalorian episode featuring the vocally right-winged Gina Carano, which was accused of promoting her conservative ideals. But is it not entirely possible that art as activism is just as toxic as deliberate defiance, since neither side is clearly going to ever be satisfied, and nowadays it just all seems to be about getting one up on the competition? And why is politics a competition and not a perpetual puzzle for us all to work together to unravel? Why not? Because we have ridiculous notions such as thought police. So basically what's happened is the right wing have felt so awfully scandalized, the poor dears, by being told not to be racist or homophobic or whatever, and so the response is to throw around buzzwords like thought police or tyrannical or taking my freedoms away, to then incite like-minded people to fist bump the air and produce nonsense bullshit which they name rape whistle for no other reason than to incite and spite their opposition. Because lo and behold, once those thoughts are vocalized, they are no longer thoughts. And it's just never one person deliberately provoking. They send their wolves by the hundreds, even the thousands. Anyways, I said a few episodes ago that art is already activism, and I also said there was a line and that certain instances or topics may fall out of those boundaries, which would lead me to question their intention. And I refuse to let my morals dictate how I approach art. But it is rather difficult to approach art when the creator's intent is so bleedingly obvious, bashing me over the head. Like, I get it, the left wing are terrible. Horrible people. Oh my god, they pressure you into treating minorities into respect. That's just simply awful. Boo-hoo. Man the fuck up. Seriously. And I get it. The right wing deliberately say awful things to upset you. They shouldn't be allowed employment. Should they, left wing? Yeah, let's get them all like Pokemon. For fuck's sake, I'm bored now. I'm bored of the left wing saying don't be racist, and I'm bored of the right wing responding with deliberately provocative comments that are clearly based in hatred. And I'm sick of the right wing tweeting abortions are bad, and I'm sick of the left wing responding with proud, provocative statements describing their abortions in detail. I may be alone in this, but when your actions or comments exist for no other reason than to piss off your political opposition, I struggle to take you seriously. And this behaviour isn't even confined to these two issues. And what change is actually being made? Nothing. Because as soon as one activist side gets what they want, the opposition takes it away because it didn't play into what they activated for. And in the end, their art as activism ends up becoming masturbatory gloating, which is what most of the songs on this album sounded like. But hey, as long as they get their fist bumps from their women-hating basement dwellers, who am I to judge, right? Which is maybe why I struggled to take this band seriously, Freudian slip. Nothing I gleaned from this album struck me as genuine to the genre, nor were the lyrics anything I could connect to. And if their idea of oppression is being told they can't be racist, then those poor babies. Maybe they need to add a few tiny violins to this redneck rap rock rubbish. I've read these types of sentiments many times. This pathetic idea that a person not wanting bigotry or discrimination is an oppressive regime. And if you truly believe that, then this band, Freudian slip, may just be for you. Having said all this, I am somebody who has friends of all religions, politics, colours, creeds, and football teams. I treat them all with love and respect and learn their languages and cultures, although I'm fussy about food, but that's another story. Anyways, I'm also somebody who isn't inclined to trash friends over differing political opinions. In fact, I often feel very much alone in my morals and beliefs since they don't include deliberately mistreating people based on politics. I am also someone who has been trashed many times, blocked, unfriended, unfollowed because I refused to march to someone else's beat. And also, I have lost many friends because I refused to dump my other friends who didn't share the dumpee's beliefs, which has affirmed my political stance more and more each time. So I would be a hypocrite if I listened to and judged any musicians whose politics were so loud and obnoxiously front and center, left or right wing. But to cut a long story short, the album just wasn't very good. It came off as smarmy, misguided, and sounded like it was conceived from reading conspiracy blogs that lead with everyone else is fake news. You know, the same people who have refused to wear masks all year. Where a band like Body Count has deep, relatable lyrics, Stuck Mojo's Here Come the Infidels was conservative Twitter 101. And if I wanted that, I wouldn't have muted words like Trump, libtard, or Clinton. And I would look beyond my own notifications for a change. I reiterate, I genuinely do not care what your politics are, nor do I care when something is political by nature. I can watch The West Wing and not feel like I'm being beaten over the head, which is a feeling that this album is far too conspicuous to achieve. And finally, I have to wonder why I'd be given a band, Freudian slip, who rhymes so perfectly with Suck Joe Blow.
Oh.
Half a star for that rhyme alone. That was fucking... What was that album? Seriously, that was my friends. That was my Twitter friends. Released an album. Seriously. And I disagree with them on so many levels. And this year, I've made it known they have disappointed me. Because a lot of the times with politics, it's been, deliberate push back and forth. And it's been a bit of fun. It's been a bit of circus. But shit's real. Look at America, the state of USA at the moment.
Yeah.
So when I heard this album, I thought, this is them. They would fist bump the air purely because this exists. Doesn't matter if it's good or not. It's just that it plays into their politics that they're going to be like, yeah, fuck yeah, we like this shit. But that's exactly what it is. It was shit. Sorry. But Body Count, amazing. Stuck Mojo, what the fuck was that? And I promise you, Gareth, I promise you, I am not even reacting to your Rent review. Right? I promise you. All of that was written. That's how worked up I got by this album.
Wow.
7.5 pages. And there was more. There was more I cut out.
I'm just glad there was a reaction. I can tell you, when this came out in 2016, I gave it 9.5 out of 10.
Why? You're so staunchly left-wing, though.
I'm not.
Make me uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Okay. Racism, Stuck Mojo have had 2 black lead singers. So the current one, Robbie, is the only white lead singer that they've ever had. They're from the Deep South. And the song Verbal Combat is a shout-out to Chuck D, Public Enemy, Anthrax as well. But it's a shout out to the pioneers of rap, Run DMC, whole thing.
I would like to state that the conservative friends that I have come in all different shapes, sizes, and colors.
Yep.
They are not all white American peoples. Okay.
Yeah.
For starters, so that means nothing.
Okay. All right.
They can be. Look at Joy Villa.
I can see how it would look. I don't personally look.
Yeah, you've gone from hating Rent, which is about gay people and AIDS, to loving this conservative band. I'm starting to worry about you, Gareth.
I've just been outed. I know the guys, some of the guys in the band, and they're good. They're good guys. I don't see. Look, there's songs. Worst Person on Earth just calls out hypocrisy, and that song actually calls out activists, musicians with their hypocrisy going, you've got to ban guns and all the rest of it, and they walk around with fully armed bodyguards and that sort of thing. So
yes, because fans are psychos.
Yeah, I know, but
I'm sick of hearing that argument. I really am.
there's got to be balance.
Yeah. All right. Look, I understand, and people have reputations at stake. They have fans. They want to serve their fans, right? They're a lot of the times more concerned with serving their fans than they are anyone who's not a fan, right? And they read the audience. They read their audience and they see, Anyway, I think that. Sorry, I think it's a ridiculous argument because, of course, they're going to have armed security. If they take away that, we would have more psychopaths getting to them and killing them than we already have had in the past. And look at who was it? The nanny, Fran Drescher. She wasn't even famous at the time, but they had someone break in and I think she might have gotten raped during that. And she wasn't famous, but imagine then what it was like when she was on The Nanny, one of the biggest sitcoms in the world. Yeah, she would have needed security.
Yeah.
It's plain and simply like, look what happened to the Getty family. Like someone kidnapped their grandchild and he turned around and said, "No, I'm not giving you money."
I think
he did it.
I think I saw that film.
Well,
Did I see the film? I don't know.
The grandson ended up doing porn in Italy. A Playgirl.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
Something like that. I don't know. And then he got disowned by the family. I don't know.
That's weird.
The Getty family. Look, I'm not really into nepotism myself. But also what I'm not into is this deliberate pushback because everything is becoming a deliberate, like, wearing a badge of honor. And everything. I mean, on both sides of it. Doesn't matter what it is. It's like soon we're going to have to start wearing actual badges to say, I believe in this. I support abortions, or I'm against abortions, or I support trans, or I'm against trans, and we're going to have to identify with a bunch of fucking badges, because that's where we're headed.
That's just boring,
And I really did just this left a bad taste in my mouth because for a lot of reasons that I stated in 7.5 pages.
Yes, I did get that.
And I'm not against political stuff. I make that very clear. What I am against is misguided bullshit, conspiracy bullshit, twisting things around. Like this, as I say, thought police is absolute bullshit because once you vocalize those thoughts, it is not a thought anymore. And so when 200 of you are coming down on one trans person, which I have seen this sort of shit, right? And you're all coming down saying comments like, well, you're not really a woman or you're a pervert and stuff like that. That is not thoughts. You understand, people? You are sending harassment to a person. So then when you get banned from Twitter, that is not the thought police. That is not Twitter being tyrannical and reading your fucking posts and singling you out to block you. No, that is you inciting fear in someone or upset in someone, and they've responded by reporting you. You have earned that. It is nothing to do with thought police. That is a ridiculous fucking notion. We're not in a superhero movie, people. So that straight away, I'm like, I know who these people are. I'm friends with these people. I will have these same conversations and talk to them in exactly the same way that I'm talking now. Right, with the anger and the snideness in my voice, because the distaste for this behavior, I think it's pathetic. But we're still friends at the end of the day because they accept that I don't agree and I accept that they don't agree. The problem is at the moment now we're just separating society into our two sides, and so there's going to be right-wing art and there's going to be left-wing art, and for those of us in the middle who are too stupid to keep up, what the fuck are we supposed to do? We're the children in this divorce.
Yeah, I'm surprised. That surprised me. Because, as you pointed out, I am decidedly more left-wing than you are.
You are very...
Probably. But then,
staunchly left-wing. I'm
comfortable white man in the suburbs. What have I got to worry about?
I haven't heard their previous efforts before. So maybe they weren't always this loud and obnoxious about it all, and about believing into conspiracies. And I do believe they're quite an older band, but then split up for a few years or something. But as I say, like I was left with such It just left me angry. It's like that video game that someone put out, which was about Jesus going around shooting left people and shooting gays and stuff like that. Like, that's not. There's no artistic integrity in that. You are merely sharing your political opinions with us in a game where like-minded people can then go around and live out their fantasies of shooting gay people. You see, that's crossed the line. I know Trump has sent a lot of right-wingers over to the left wing, but the way that the left wing are reacting to things are driving people the other way.
Yeah, this album's not Trump. It's pre-Trump.
I know.
Yeah. I
know, because that's how long this has been going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I think when I listen to it, and I genuinely like it, and I've got it on vinyl. I actually paid money for it, which I don't do very often. See, to me, it's more, and I'm not a libertarian by any stretch of the imagination. It's more of a libertarian thing to me.
Well, yes, okay.
Yep.
I've been accused of being libertarian, and then I poke their fucking eyes out because how dare you give me a label of something that I don't understand? I am literally too stupid to understand the difference between left, right, and libertarian.
Yep.
Because quite frankly, it's all the same fucking turd painted just a different color.
It's just, we just need to label things. Look, I know 100% I could sit down and have a drink with Robbie or Rich Ward, and we wouldn't talk
podcast. I don't think they would,
and we wouldn't talk politics because our politics don't line up. Yeah. But our love of music lines up. So that's that's for me. I'm genuinely surprised at your reaction to this. I really am.
I thought you might be.
I'm genuinely surprised.
I thought my friends.
I didn't. This is not me trolling. This was like, this is just some hard hitting shit, like musically, that sort of thing.
Point.
You
thought, all right, he liked Body Count, and he has a lot of friends that are right wing.
They're in Body Count is opposite end of the spectrum to what this is. So,
but still, like, I guess you'd use that as a spring and thought, oh yeah, like I don't hate my friends for their politics, so I guessed you thought this is a surefire win. Like, I thought it was for you. And we were just both scathing. Wow, I'm never going to prejudge what you're going to think again.
No, don't. This album's polarizing, and I think it is one of those, you're going to love it or you're going to hate it. And putting the politics aside, people go on about Rage Against the Machine. People just love it. And essentially, they've written the same song a dozen times because it's all the same message. So, anyway. That's all right. We're not supposed to like everything. What would be the point of that? But that 7.5 pages, not bad.
Yeah, but you can't forget though that I have had such overexposure.
Yeah.
To politics, especially the very vocal right wing, and unlike a lot of people who are left wing, like if you were to say the things to them that I say, you would get eaten alive. But I get a free pass because I'm not a douche.
Oh, nice. And there's a ringing endorsement for me. Look,
sorry.
Do you know
what?
No,
you're not. I said it last week. You're such a good guy.
Life is too short. I will march and I will protest, and I have done that against the government, in support of refugees, for equal rights, all that sort of thing. But arguing about politics on social media or anywhere else, I have. Life's too short. I just want to enjoy it. So.
Oh no, I don't argue with them. I prove them wrong, and then I mock them for the rest of the time.
It's quite funny because we don't know what we're going to present the other person, and it couldn't have been polar opposites.
No, I know. Yeah. I wrote that down. It was literally left wing versus right wing. And the left wing won by half a point.
I know. I saw that. It's just.
You're lucky because I nearly gave it 0.
Ooh.
But because I thought of that rhyme at the last minute and it made me laugh. Everyone should listen to Rent. Don't listen to Gareth. Listen to Rent. Take the message of No Day But Today. Forget regret. Life is yours to miss. And live your lives.
There we go.
Watch Soul.
Yeah.
Watch Pixar's Soul. I definitely watch it. I found it an allegory, or not allegory, like a metaphor for suicide.
Oh, all right.
So it's quite deep.
Okay,
it's
that's
really
deep,
good.
That's a deep animated feature. Okay.
Yeah, it's really. But of course, there's some dickhead out there who's turned around and accused it of blackface, animated blackface. So that Kristen Acuna, you're now in my hated box with that Benjamin Lee dickhead. Take your activism out of your criticisms and criticize a movie or critique a movie for how it was made. Anyways.
People are arguing over cartoons now. Jesus Christ. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Beautiful movie. Yeah, no, look, but as opposed to this album, I just,
Yeah.
No, I
All right.
couldn't do it.
Okay. I'm glad.
I have lots of friends
you
Georgia.
went through, sounds like you went through as much pain as I did. So
No, I was fucking pissed.
Yeah, where I was just bored.
I actually struggled. That's why my review was so long, because I had so much to say about it all. And I'm like, I'm struggling with this. I really am. I've been so incredibly open-minded, and I am, when it comes to, people's politics, I'll listen to yous. Doesn't mean I'm going to follow what you say and drop everything and believe you and you know what I mean? Like, follow your lead. No, but I'll still give you the respect to listen to you. But I do not need it in my art, because they are not my friends. I don't have to listen to them, but I did have to listen to them this week, didn't I?
I want to find out what's happening next week.
Oh, I wrote a joke.
Okay.
Well, you've heard of...
Let's finish with the joke.
You've heard of Dr. Teeth?
Yeah.
Well, these Muppets are Dr. No Front Teeth.
Wow. Okay.
My delivery was terrible.
Delivery was shocking. Yeah.
And by the way, it was really hard to say redneck rap rock rubbish.
That was not bad.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I kept complimenting myself all through. Like, you're doing good.
You're doing good. That was great.
You're not stuffing up as much as normally. Probably because I was so damn passionate.
There it is.
About what I was saying.
Bringing it out. Right.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway,
well, we've pissed each other.
We flogged that horse. It's dead. Tortured each other enough. What have we got in store for next week?
Well, you can start.
All right, I'm going to start, and I'm going.
Swap.
I'm going full old school. This
Okay.
time. It's the latest release, but it's an old school band. The band's called Testament, and the album is Titans of Creation.
Okay. Testify
to that. Testament, Titans of Creation. This is some old school thrash. Doesn't get much better, obviously, because I only give you good stuff.
That's a lie. Okay, well, I'm going to give you something that's another one-act musical.
Okay, good. I like them. They're shorter than the two-act jobs.
Something that's short. I'm actually giving you 2 CDs this time, because I honestly, unless I was to take out the tracks and create my own album with all the songs, like one has bits that the other one doesn't have.
Okay.
And one has the second one has a new song.
So complicated.
Yes.
All right.
But one of them has Neil Patrick Harris.
Doogie Howser.
Yep.
Yep, know who that kid is. Yep.
Okay, so it's a little show. It's an insignificant, not at all important or anything like that. It's just a little violent piece.
Good.
Called Assassins.
Oh.
Okay.
I've never
By
heard
Stephen Sondheim.
Okay, I've never heard of that, but then I hadn't heard of Rent either, or any of the other shit that you've given me. So cool.
No, well, you're gonna fucking hate this one. So I look forward to that.
Okay, so
because Assassins, I'm ready for you to hate. Rent,
right.
I was ready for you to embrace.
But I'm just to be certain, Neil Patrick Harris is a gay man.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So I just have to bear that in mind before I, get too much hate on there.
So, like half the Broadway dude, what are you talking about?
Because I just hated on Rent, so I just want to make sure. I don't want to hate on all the minorities. Send me a straight white guy, but it's Broadway, so.
Yeah, you're gonna hate this one. Violent. The last violent musical we had, you hated.
What was
Sweeney
that?
Todd.
Oh, Sweeney Todd. Yeah. It just could have
or
been
Bugsy Malone. Bugsy Malone, that's violent.
Yeah, well, that was violence, and I didn't hate that. Although,
didn't.
it had Scott Baio in it, and we all hate him.
And yet you love Stuck Mojo.
I know.
See why I got so worked up.
I know. I do.
I can't read any of you. It's not that I'm too stupid. Anyways.
Anyway.
Yeah, okay, so we're going to have a special guest next week.
Cool. Who is it?
Well, it's a, I'm not sure if we can announce.
Oh, okay.
Can we announce? I mean, I know it's been scheduled and all
Okay.
that. Well, it's a friend of mine.
Okay.
We'll give his initials, JX. And it's somebody who you've seen his work. I guarantee you.
All right.
Because of things he's done. And you've probably even seen his name pop up in credits of things. So he's sort of serviced music, let's just say. So and I know now he's going back to school. I think he's learning music.
Maybe we should ask him about that.
Yes, no, we will. But he's had a fantastic career. Yep. So, anyways, I think you should round up since you're the one hosting.
I am hosting it. So we're rounding up. I've got Assassins with Neil Patrick Harris. You've got Testament Titan Creations. Before next week, if you want to check out what both of us are doing, you can catch me on the Twitters. I am at NotGareth on the Twitters. Head over to wallofsoundau.com and you can check out my glowing review of Here Come the Infidels back from April 2016, if you feel like it. And what have you got for us, Aaron?
Well, obviously read the Toniston Tales.
Yep.
Or buy the Toniston Tales, then read the Toniston Tales. That'd be a lot better.
Buy them on Amazon. Yeah. That's where I bought it. Bought it on Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon or the website. Yep. Probably the website's better because the money goes directly to me.
Yeah, it doesn't go to Jeff Bezos, which is a good thing.
No, I don't need to pay for his shampoo and conditioner.
Very good.
It was a ball joke. That was mean. I do worry about losing my hair. Anyways, yeah, and also send Gareth your hate because what the fuck?
Yeah, send me your hate for my right-wing propaganda.
Yeah, and your confusion.
Yeah.
What gives, Gareth?
Yeah, kind of.
Hashtag what gives Gareth.
Let's get that one going.
Let's get that one going because it would be more understandable for me to have loved both of these things.
This is true.
And for you to have only loved Ren. Anyway,
on that, I will see you next week.
All right.
Okay.
Take it. See you next time.